Coming up, a triple murder in Tifton, and Georgia's Supreme Court has been busy. Your news Valdosta starts now. Welcome to News Valdosta. I'm Rossano Stewart. 3 people were found dead and 1 person injured in a possible murder-suicide in Tift County Monday. According to the Tift County Sheriff's Department, a call about someone being shot was placed to the 911 center around 6:30 Monday morning. Deputies responded to the location of Ennis Highway Road off Highway 319 South near Omega and found 3 people dead, one of whom may have been the perpetrator. The lone surviving victim sustained gunshot wounds and is currently being treated. The Georgia Senate has approved a bill that was inspired by recent reported dog attacks on children in Savannah and Atlanta. The bill would charge dog owners with a felony for its second attack on a human. There is already a law in place that allows a court to rule a dog as vicious after its first attack on a human. Although the bill was passed, there has been an amendment made to exclude dogs for the blind and handicapped, along with dogs used for herding sheep. The bill must now return to the House for another vote. Georgia's Supreme Court has ruled in favor of a local law enforcement official in a case involving the seizure of a cell phone. A Lowndes County Sheriff Department investigator posed as a drug dealer when he took a suspect into custody. The suspect has allegedly used his cell phone to set up a drug deal. The investigator then searched the phone when he found it in the suspect's vehicle. The state Supreme Court voted unanimously that it was indeed lawful to search the phone. Perhaps the most controversial bill this legislative season was nearly gutted in the state Senate. Known as the fetal pain bill, the original proposal would have cut the time women in Georgia can have involuntary abortion. After 20 weeks, any abortion performed would be done in a way to deliver the baby alive. Charges to the bill include an exemption for medically futile or pregnancy involving chromosomal or congenital effects such as cleft palate or Down syndrome. 6 other states already have similar restrictions, and North Carolina completely restricts abortion after 20 weeks. The parents of Trayvon Martin will be at forum concerning racial crimes organized by the Democrats on the House Judiciary Committee today at Capitol Hill. A recent poll by CNN found that nearly 3/4 of Americans, 67% white and 86% non-white, believe suspect George Zimmerman should have been arrested. This conflict has sparked rallies and petitions in cities all around the country. Al Sharpton says he has signed petitions by 2 million people calling for the arrest of Zimmerman. Coming up, an investigation into the deadly FAMU hazing incident and a double car recall. Stay with us.
The American Legion, we're a powerful force for the nation. We pledge ourselves to our veterans, our youth, a strong national defense, and Americanism. These 4 pillars shape our work and what we do for America. We work relentlessly within our 4 pillars of service, and we succeed. We're committed to making sure all veterans receive the benefits they deserve for the sacrifices they've made in service to America. We support and promote citizenship and integrity in America's future leaders. We know what policies, tools, and manpower our military needs to protect this great country. We fight to get these things done. We're patriots through and through. We promote and defend these values every day in communities across the nation. Go to legion.org to find out more about the American Legion's commitment of service to America.
Welcome back to News Valdosta. Orange County, Florida authorities have completed the investigation into the death of drum major Robert Champion. Champion died last November during a hazing ritual known as Crossing Bus C. The ritual was explained by FAMU band members as an initiation process where Champion was made to run down the middle of a bus from front to back while being punched and kicked by senior members. Champion collapsed during the initiation ritual and was later pronounced dead. The death was ruled a homicide after an autopsy discovered multiple trauma blows to the body. The case has been handed over to prosecutors who will make a decision on possible charges. BMW will recall a recorded 367,000 5 and 6 Series vehicles in the United States. The recall is due to battery cable covers in the trunk that could have been installed incorrectly. The issue could lead to chafing of the battery cable, which can lead to chemical problems, trouble with the car starter, and maybe even fire. BMW will recall 1.3 million cars worldwide for this issue. The cars were manufactured between 2003 and 2010. All owners of the affected vehicles will be notified by mail to take their car to a BMW dealer for a free repair. In addition to these recalls, General Motors is also recalling more than 6,000 of their large vans and SUVs because of the possible steering failure. The discovery was made during a test administered by the company that makes great shafts for the vehicles. GM dealers are currently prompted to inspect all recall-affected cars and replace their steering gear shafts if necessary. Local late-night bar patrons may wind up having to call a cab earlier in the night due to the change in the alcohol ordinance here in Valdosta. Here's the News Valdosta's Jessica Capulong with more.
The Lowndes County Commissioners recently updated the Lowndes County Alcohol Beverage Ordinance that now mandates all bars in Valdosta to close at 2 p.m. Previously, bars and nightclubs outside the city limits were able to serve drinks as late as they wanted, except on Sundays, where they were required to cease sales by 2:55 a.m. Many bar patrons wound up leaving local Remington or Valdosta bars once they closed, driving to other late-night clubs around the outskirts of town. Reports show that the later people stayed out, the more problems ensued, resulting in multiple accidents and DUIs throughout the evening.
Bars close at 2. Everybody should be pretty much home and where they're at by 3 o'clock. I think it's going to affect the amount of traffic that's on the roadway. The amount of traffic on the roadway is going to affect the amount of drunks or people that are driving under the influence of an alcoholic beverage or drugs. That's going to put them off of the streets earlier. We have seen a significant effect in that already.
Local officials have been made aware of the numerous problems, with a couple of these late-night clubs receiving twice as many complaints about their late-night operations. Some claim the laws need to be uniform throughout the county. Owners and staff members of these nightclubs were unhappy about their hours being cut, having received short notice barely a week before it came into effect. The amended ordinance is predicted to help law enforcement reduce the threats of drunk drivers and increase public safety here in Valdosta. With the new bar times now being enforced, it seems like the old saying, "Nothing good happens after midnight," is now becoming a reality for the citizens of Valdosta. With News Valdosta, I'm Jessica Capulong.
Despite the recent controversy surrounding the Tim Tebow trade, the former Broncos quarterback expressed excitement on Monday when he was officially introduced as a New York Jet. Tebow said that he was honored and humbled to be a Jet and that he has no hard feelings toward the Broncos or his replacement, Peyton Manning. Jets head coach Rex Ryan says that Tebow will be an integral part of the team and that there won't be a better Wildcat quarterback in the game than Tebow. Taking a look at your local weather, today we will see sunny skies with a high in the upper 80s. Tonight's low is 59. Tomorrow, expect to see another sunny day with a high in the upper 80s and only a 10% chance of rain. Coming up, a look at your campus events. Stay with us.
Behind the wheel, there is no such thing as a small distraction. A public service reminder from the American Academy of Orthopedic Surgeons, who would rather help keep your bones strong than put them back together. Speak out against distracted driving at decidetodrive.org.
Welcome back to News Valdosta. I'm Rossano Stewart. An Oregon man is being called a hero after chasing down a suspected bank robber. Mike Benner of CNN talks to the construction worker turned crime fighter.
I was just minding my own business.
Nick Butler is a 40-year-old construction worker and father who on this day found himself playing the role of a crime fighter.
Well, I noticed a gentleman that was coming out of the bank, throwing his hat off and taking his shirt off.
Authorities say the man had just robbed the Wells Fargo Bank on Southwest Main Street in Wilsonville. He was about to hightail it away from the scene when Butler spotted him.
I just put my truck in park and got out and started chasing him.
The former high school track star ran after the suspect, weaving through traffic and eventually catching up to him about a half mile away.
He was peeling his pants off the last part of his little uniform he had on, and I just ran at him as fast as I could and just hit him, and all he said is, "Ouch!" And his eyes got that big, and then the cops, "Get down!"
Officers arrested 30-year-old Matthew Herstrom and hauled him off to jail, all thanks to Mr. Butler.
On the one hand, we certainly appreciate the help, and it made the difference today. On the other hand, it is a risky business. These people who are robbing banks are desperate, are often armed.
The suspect was perhaps desperate, but he wasn't armed, and for that, Butler is grateful. All he wanted to do was keep Wilsonville safe, and when asked if he'd do it again,
maybe I wouldn't do it, but probably.
Taking a look at our campus events, the Office of Career Services will host the Spring Career Expo tomorrow from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. The expo will be held in the University Center in the Magnolia and Cypress rooms. Employees from healthcare, insurance, retail, government, and wholesale businesses, as well as graduate school representatives, will be in attendance. For more information, contact the Career Services Department. Hearts Everywhere, Reaching Out for Children, also known as HERO, will host a movie night tonight. The movie Columbiana will be in the Student Union Theater at 7:30. The event is free and all are encouraged to come. Looking for love? Well, the women of Delta Sigma Theta sorority will host speed dating tonight at 7:13. The event is geared toward matching up single students. Will take place on the second floor of Jeanette Hall. All VSU students are welcome to attend and are encouraged to bring health products for a donation to a local shelter. As we roll through tax season, the Volunteer Income Tax Assistance Program, or VITA, is helping prepare tax forms for households earning less than $49,000 a year. VITA also helps people apply for the Earned Income Tax Credit. The services are offered until April 15th. Anyone seeking more information can email cashpcampaign@gmail.com. Thanks for watching News Valdosta. I'm Rossano Stewart. Have a good day. We'll see you tomorrow.